Yes, people, what's going on? It's Adam back again, and welcome to We Are Famous EFC. We've got a special guest on tonight.
It's Steve Dogs. Hello, lads. Hope you're doing well.
Good, thanks. You?
Yeah, man, I'm sound, me.
Sound. So it is the David Moyes season review, and to be honest, it has been a hell of a roller coaster for David Moyes. Coming in from the sacking of Sean Dyche, um, who was, by the way, 1 point off relegation. Moyes comes in, and there we go. Job literally completed like that. Survival. What are your thoughts on David Moyes, on how he's done?
Unbelievable job, and you know what I mean? If you would have had him through the start of the season, we would have got Europe. If we didn't get him and would have kept Dyche, I'm sure we would have went down, mate, to be fair, because
Yeah,
being 1 point above relegation before he left, we still only had fixtures to go and all that. Not look like we're going to score goals, just leaking goals at times, off and on, but just boring to watch. And now, I reckon we would have at least finished having a massive relegation fight and have just about survived it, or would have went down. And it wouldn't have been good. It would have just been boring football, and I reckon loads more players would have left. Definitely.
yeah, totally agree. But at the end of the day, Moyes came in, done a job, fantastic, and arguably, it it just proves that it was Sean Dyche, because the games Moyes have won, we should have won with Dyche, and also the games, the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, we drew, and that. But all in all, credit to Moisey, because he's come in with the same players. Sean Dyche has got an extra 20% out of the players, what Dyche couldn't. So arguably, it just proves. One signing, Moyes brought in Alcaraz. Alcaraz,
He's fantastic.
yeah, he's my favourite player. And I'm just happy that we've got him in on a payment deal. So again, that's credit to the manager.
I agree with you, mate. And it also looks like they've got a good bonding, good relationship with each other. And
Oh yeah,
and now Moyes is finally starting to start him. I think, he's flying. Really is.
yeah, totally agree. How do you think we'll do next season?
So, mate, I think we'll do all right. I think it totally depends. We've lost a lot of players. We'll have to replace them. And we'll replace them, obviously, with the better players so we can finish high in the league. Will we do that? It'll be tough. Just depends on the budget we get given. But I'm sure, obviously, the freaks and whatever the names are, the owners. Either way, I'm sure they've got lots of money. I'm sure we'll be able to get a few good players in. And, Jack Reid, I've got mixed opinions on him. But to be fair, if he can win us the fouls in the dangerous areas, can win us some penalties, can go past players and all that, then I'm sure we'd have him. He's had a few tough seasons. But that's only because, him and Guardiola fell out. As long as we, be sound with him, and as long as he gets on well with Moyes, which Moyes tends to have a good relationship with the players, then I'm sure we'll be fine, mate. You know what I mean? I'm sure we'll get him. We've been linked with that other one as well, that striker, Barry, is it, from Villarreal?
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce his second name, but I just call him Barry.
Yeah, so do I, yeah. He's just, it looks like we haven't signed, but we've got a bid in for him. If we can get him, he'd be fucking brilliant as well. We've got some good players. As long as we keep Beto, though. We need to keep Beto.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Totally agree. As well, what are your thoughts on David Moyes with this award today? Another award?
He deserves it, mate. He deserves it. He's a top manager, top man in general. And he takes, every team, places like West Ham fans, we're glad to get rid of him, which I don't know why. He got them the Conference League, and even when he got sacked with them, he was mid-table to even higher end with a bad team. And you can see since he's gone, they've had two managers now. They've had Lopetegui and now Graham Potter, and are still not getting top half table like he is at Moyes. Moyes at least got to Europe for a few seasons. I think Moyes is a top manager, you know what I mean? And when he plays, he'll be good, because I won't say we had relegation players. I think we probably did have mid-table players on paper, but obviously, as you can see, we're scoring more with Moyes. With Dyche, we couldn't score. But we did only the odd once, which was against Wolves. But the rest, we just couldn't score. We had like loads of 0-0 draws and all that. Couldn't get forward. It was like a boring team to watch.
Yeah.
But now with Moyes, we look entertaining every time, and we don't look as boring anymore. Like under Dyche, we wouldn't have won. We wouldn't have won against Newcastle away. We wouldn't have won against Palace away. We wouldn't have won against Fulham. We would have probably either drawn them or lost them. And you can see just a big difference in what happens. Like even in the first few games with Moyes, you know, obviously he couldn't do much against Aston Villa because he was only in for a few hours. But when he actually got proper week to organise the team,
and going on the 12 unbeaten run until we got to Liverpool.
Exactly, lads. And he ended up, you know, winning Tottenham 3-2. Like that would never have happened under Moyes. Sorry, under Dyche. Sorry, Moyes helped us with that. I think again against Brighton, we would have probably got battered against Brighton under Dyche. And so just the way the forms were going, especially after he won Nottingham Forest 7-0. You know, there's just lots of. Sorry, they got beat against Forest 7-0. Sorry, ignore me. And so if he got beat against Forest 7-0, but he would have wanted to bounce back, especially at home, and we still beat them. So we've stopped that, and we've got some really good results. The only three teams we've got beat against in the league was Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea, and all them were away. Well, 2 were away from home, 1 was at home. But you can't really fault Man City because at the end of the season they always play well anyway. So I'm happy enough with it, me. You know, it's boss.
Yeah, totally agree. I was asked by one of my mates yesterday, do you reckon that would get Europa? I said, ask me this question when we're 5-6 games into the season, and I'll give you the answer.
I back that. Obviously, we can't say it yet because there's obviously some really good top 6 teams. Like obviously, your top 4 have happened this season. You've got your Newcastle, you've got your all sorts. You've got loads of good players and loads of good teams who could finish in the top 6. But to be fair, you don't have to finish in the top 6 for Europa. We can win the cup, we can do whatever. But again, we'll have to see until a few games in the season because we've lost a lot of players. We need to see what players come in. We need to see how they can perform under Moyes, and we'll just have to see where we're going from there, mate. You know what I mean? Should be good.
Yeah. Agree. All right, we will leave it there now, people. Do head to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like the video. Thanks very much for coming on.
You're welcome, Adam. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to Top Bloke.
Nice one. Bye-bye. Up the